Are you unknowingly eating foods every day that are making your dark spots darker and more permanent? In the next 15 minutes, I'll reveal 5 common foods that accelerate dark spot formation in seniors and give you simple alternatives that can help your skin start improving within weeks. The third food on this list is eaten by 90% of Americans over 60 daily, and it's single-handedly making age spots worse while you think you're eating healthy. Janet from Tucson noticed her age spots getting darker and more numerous despite using expensive creams and treatments. Her dermatologist asked about her diet and discovered she was consuming foods that were working against every skincare effort she made. Within 6 weeks of eliminating these foods, her existing spots began to fade noticeably. Food 1. High-sugar processed foods and refined sweets. Refined sugar is one of the fastest ways to accelerate dark spot formation and make existing spots permanently darker, particularly dangerous for seniors whose skin already has reduced ability to repair cellular damage. Harvard Medical School research shows that high sugar intake increases advanced glycation end products, commonly called AGEs, which damage skin cells and trigger excessive melanin production in mature skin. These harmful compounds form when sugar molecules bind to proteins in your skin, creating inflammatory reactions that stimulate pigment-producing cells to work overtime. Your aging skin cannot process these inflammatory compounds as efficiently as younger skin, leading to accelerated pigmentation changes that become increasingly difficult to reverse over time. The process of glycation becomes more pronounced with age because your body's natural antioxidant systems weaken, making you less capable of neutralizing the damage caused by excess sugar consumption. Research from Stanford Medical School indicates that seniors who consume high amounts of processed sugar show significantly more age-related pigmentation changes than those who limit refined sugar intake. The inflammatory cascade triggered by sugar consumption affects not only existing dark spots, but also creates conditions that promote new spot formation. Your skin's natural renewal processes slow down after age 60, meaning that damage from sugar-induced inflammation persists longer and accumulates more readily than in younger individuals. Cookies, pastries, candy, and sweetened beverages create sustained inflammation that triggers excess pigment production in mature skin tissue. The rapid spike in blood sugar followed by insulin release creates a hormonal environment that encourages melanin overproduction, particularly in areas already prone to pigmentation changes. Brenda from Oklahoma eliminated her daily afternoon sweet snacks and noticed her forehead spots becoming lighter within just 4 weeks of consistent dietary changes. Her experience demonstrates how quickly skin can begin responding when inflammatory triggers are removed from the daily routine. Continued sugar consumption can make dark spots irreversible by creating permanent changes in the skin cells responsible for pigment production, essentially programming them to overproduce melanin indefinitely. The cellular damage from advanced glycation end products cannot be undone once it reaches certain levels, making prevention through dietary changes absolutely critical for seniors. Replace processed sweets with fresh berries, which contain natural antioxidants that actually help protect against pigmentation changes, or choose a small piece of dark chocolate containing 70% cacao or higher, which provides beneficial compounds without the inflammatory effects of refined sugar. Make this switch starting with your very next meal to begin protecting your skin immediately. Cut out processed sugars starting with your next meal. Food. 2. Processed meats and dairy products. Processed meats contain compounds that directly increase inflammation and worsen age-related pigmentation through multiple pathways that become more problematic as your skin ages and loses its natural protective abilities. Mayo Clinic studies indicate that nitrates, nitrites, and other preservatives commonly used in processed meats trigger inflammatory responses that stimulate melanin overproduction in aging skin tissue. These chemicals are added to maintain color and prevent bacterial growth, but they create oxidative stress in your body that manifests as increased pigmentation changes, particularly in sun-exposed areas where your skin is already vulnerable. The preservatives in processed meats also interfere with your body's natural detoxification processes, allowing inflammatory compounds to circulate longer and cause more damage to skin cells. The high sodium content in most processed meats compounds the pigmentation problem by increasing inflammation throughout your body and affecting circulation to skin tissues. Research from Johns Hopkins shows that the combination of preservatives, excess sodium, and pro-inflammatory compounds in processed meats creates a perfect storm for accelerated skin aging and pigmentation changes in seniors. Your kidneys become less efficient at processing excess sodium with age, leading to higher circulating levels that contribute to systemic inflammation. This chronic inflammatory state makes your skin more reactive to other pigmentation triggers and slows the natural fading process of existing dark spots. Daily consumption of bacon, sausage, ham, or deli meats creates chronic inflammation that not only darkens existing spots, but also makes your skin more susceptible to developing new pigmentation problems. The nitrosamines formed when these preservatives are processed in your digestive system can contribute to cellular damage that affects skin health throughout your body. Thomas from Seattle replaced his daily ham sandwich with grilled chicken breast and noticed his neck spots beginning to fade after just 2 months of consistent dietary changes. His improvement shows how eliminating inflammatory foods can allow your skin's natural healing processes to function more effectively. Regular processed meat consumption can make dark spots spread to adjacent areas and become more prominent over time as the inflammatory compounds accumulate in your system and overwhelm your body's ability to neutralize them effectively. The damage becomes more pronounced with age because your liver and other detoxification organs work less efficiently, allowing harmful compounds to circulate longer and cause more extensive skin damage. Choose fresh, unprocessed meats like grilled chicken breast, wild-caught fish, or lean grass-fed beef without added preservatives, nitrates, or excessive sodium. Season these proteins with herbs and spices that actually provide anti-inflammatory benefits rather than contributing to skin problems. Switch to fresh meats this week for clearer skin. Food 3. Regular dairy products, especially milk and ice cream. Here's the shocking truth that most seniors don't realize: regular dairy consumption is making your dark spots worse and actively preventing them from fading, despite dairy being marketed as a healthy choice for older adults. Johns Hopkins dermatology research shows that dairy products increase insulin-like growth factor 1, known as IGF-1, which stimulates inflammation and melanin production specifically in senior skin that is already more prone to pigmentation changes. This growth factor becomes more problematic with age because your skin's ability to regulate cellular processes declines, making it more reactive to hormonal influences from dietary sources. The proteins in dairy products can trigger inflammatory responses that are particularly pronounced in mature skin tissue. The hormonal compounds naturally present in dairy products, combined with those sometimes added during processing, create an environment in your body that encourages pigmentation problems to develop and persist. Research from Harvard School of Public Health indicates that the combination of hormones, growth factors, and inflammatory proteins in dairy creates a cascade of cellular changes that directly affect melanin production in aging skin. Your digestive system also becomes less efficient at processing dairy proteins with age, potentially leading to increased inflammatory responses that manifest as skin problems. The lactose in dairy products can contribute to systemic inflammation in seniors who have developed lactose sensitivity, a condition that becomes more common with advancing age. Daily milk consumption, regular cheese intake, or frequent ice cream indulgence creates hormonal imbalances that trigger pigmentation issues, specifically in mature skin that lacks the resilience of younger tissue. The inflammatory response from dairy consumption affects not only your digestive system, but also reaches your skin through circulating inflammatory compounds. Linda from Denver eliminated her daily milk and ice cream habit after learning about the connection to her facial dark spots, and within 8 weeks she saw dramatic improvement in both the darkness and size of her pigmentation areas. Her results were so noticeable that her friends began asking what expensive treatment she had tried. Continued dairy intake can make dark spots permanent by creating chronic inflammatory conditions that prevent your skin's natural renewal processes from functioning effectively, essentially trapping pigmentation changes in place indefinitely. The growth factors in dairy products can stimulate not only existing pigment cells to produce more melanin, but also encourage the development of new pigment-producing cells in areas that were previously unaffected. Switch to unsweetened almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk alternatives that provide nutrition without the inflammatory compounds, or limit dairy to small amounts of organic, grass-fed yogurt no more than twice weekly. These alternatives often provide better nutrition with additional anti-inflammatory benefits that actually support skin health. Replace your dairy products today. Your skin will thank you. Food. 4. Fried foods and trans fat products. Fried foods create the perfect storm of inflammation that makes dark spots darker and more permanent, while accelerating the formation of new pigmentation problems throughout your skin. Harvard School of Public Health research indicates that trans fats and oxidized oils created during the frying process increase free radical damage and inflammatory markers that specifically worsen age-related pigmentation in seniors whose antioxidant systems are already compromised. The high-temperature cooking process creates harmful compounds called lipid peroxides that circulate throughout your body and cause cellular damage, particularly affecting skin cells that are already vulnerable due to age-related changes. Your body's ability to neutralize these harmful compounds decreases significantly after age 60, making fried foods particularly damaging to skin health. The combination of damaged oils, high temperatures, and often excessive salt in fried foods creates multiple inflammatory pathways that converge to worsen existing pigmentation and promote new dark spot formation. Mayo Clinic studies show that regular consumption of fried foods leads to increased oxidative stress throughout the body, with skin cells being particularly vulnerable to this type of damage. The trans fats formed during commercial frying processes interfere with your skin's natural barrier function and cellular repair mechanisms, making it harder for existing dark spots to fade naturally. These artificial fats also compete with healthy fats for cellular incorporation, potentially disrupting the skin's ability to maintain proper moisture and cellular communication. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, and processed snack foods create oxidative stress that accelerates dark spot formation while making existing spots more prominent and resistant to fading treatments. The inflammatory oils used in commercial frying are often reused multiple times, concentrating harmful compounds that become increasingly toxic with each use. Raymond from Florida gave up his weekly fried fish dinners and began preparing his fish by baking with olive oil instead, noticing his hand spots becoming noticeably lighter after just 6 weeks of this simple change. His improvement was so significant that his dermatologist commented on the visible reduction in pigmentation during his regular skin check. Regular fried food consumption can make existing dark spots spread to adjacent skin areas and create new pigmentation problems in previously unaffected areas as the inflammatory compounds circulate throughout your system and overwhelm your natural protective mechanisms. The damage from fried foods is cumulative, meaning that each serving adds to the total inflammatory burden that your aging body must process and neutralize. Bake, grill, broil or air fry foods instead, using small amounts of healthy oils like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil that actually provide anti-inflammatory benefits rather than promoting skin damage. These cooking methods preserve the nutritional value of your food while eliminating the harmful compounds created by frying. Eliminate fried foods from your diet starting now. Food. 5. High-sodium processed and packaged foods. Excess sodium doesn't just affect your blood pressure and heart health. It makes dark spots more prominent and significantly harder to fade by creating inflammatory conditions that interfere with your skin's natural renewal processes. Mayo Clinic research shows that high sodium intake increases inflammation throughout your body and causes fluid retention that can make dark spots appear more pronounced while interfering with the cellular processes necessary for skin repair and regeneration. The inflammatory response triggered by excess sodium becomes more problematic with age because your kidneys become less efficient at processing and eliminating sodium, leading to higher circulating levels that contribute to systemic inflammation. Your skin, being your body's largest organ, shows the effects of this chronic inflammatory state through increased pigmentation problems and slower healing of existing spots. The processed and packaged foods that contain excessive sodium also typically include other inflammatory ingredients like preservatives, artificial colors, and flavor enhancers that compound the negative effects on your skin health. Research from Johns Hopkins indicates that the combination of high sodium with other processing chemicals creates a synergistic inflammatory effect that is particularly damaging to senior skin. Your taste buds become less sensitive with age, often leading to increased salt consumption without realizing it, creating a cycle where you consume more sodium while your body becomes less capable of processing it effectively. The fluid retention caused by excess sodium can also interfere with circulation to skin tissues, slowing the delivery of nutrients necessary for cellular repair and the removal of waste products that contribute to pigmentation problems. Canned soups, frozen dinners, packaged snack foods and processed sauces contain sodium levels that often exceed your entire daily recommended intake in a single serving, creating inflammatory conditions that worsen skin pigmentation and interfere with natural fading processes. The sodium in these products is often combined with other inflammatory compounds that make the total effect much worse than sodium alone would be. Barbara from Ohio began reading nutrition labels carefully and was shocked to discover that her favorite canned soup contained nearly twice her daily sodium limit. And after switching to homemade soups with fresh ingredients, she saw her cheek spots fade significantly within 2 months. Her experience illustrates how much hidden sodium we consume without realizing its impact on our skin health. High sodium consumption can make dark spots look darker and more defined, while preventing the natural skin renewal processes that help fade pigmentation over time, essentially locking in the appearance of age spots and making them resistant to other treatment efforts. The chronic inflammation from excess sodium also makes your skin more reactive to other pigmentation triggers like sun exposure, stress, and hormonal changes. Choose fresh, whole foods and prepare meals at home where you can control sodium content, seasoning with herbs, spices, lemon juice, and vinegar that actually provide anti-inflammatory benefits for your skin. Read labels carefully and aim for products with less than 300 milligrams of sodium per serving, or better yet, choose fresh ingredients that naturally contain minimal sodium. Start reading labels and choose low-sodium alternatives immediately. These 5 dietary changes can dramatically improve your skin's appearance and help existing dark spots fade naturally while preventing new ones from forming, often with visible improvements beginning within just 4 to 6 weeks of consistent implementation. The encouraging news is that these substitutions are simple to make, and many people notice not only skin improvements, but also better energy levels, improved digestion, and overall enhanced well-being when they eliminate these inflammatory foods from their daily routine. Which of these foods has been a regular part of your diet? Share in the comments which food you're going to eliminate first, because your experience could motivate other seniors to make the same healthy changes. If this information could help someone improve their skin naturally through better nutrition choices, hit that like button and share this with other seniors who want to reduce their dark spots through dietary improvements.